welcome back to the channel. You will probably have noticed it is now called True Crime Beat. Yes, I have decided to rename it. I don't know, it kind of hit me that I wanted to rename it, so hopefully you guys like the new name. It is now True Crime Beat, and we can add a quote-unquote with Shannon somewhere in there. It's just not going to be part of the title anymore. I will still be covering the same coverage here: missing persons, unsolved cases, and crime news here. And it is actually really good timing that the first video I do under the newer title is for sweet little Michael Monkey Vaughan. Unfortunately, I didn't get this out yesterday, which I wanted to do. There was just way too much going on in my life yesterday. I did post on the Facebook page and in the community tab. Yesterday, which was June 24th, would have marked Michael's 7th birthday. And his family have been privately celebrating and remembering the sweet boy that we all have affectionately become to know as Monkey. For those that are not as familiar with this case, he has been missing since July 21st of 2021. He basically walked out of his family's home and he basically just disappeared. There have been, at this point we believe that he was abducted. There's still a lot more questions, unfortunately, than answers. But there have been massive searches done for little Michael. We had a statewide search done, and as well as his disappearance has prompted a new statewide notification for missing persons. It's a law dubbed Monkey's Law by Governor Little in Idaho, which is an amazing thing that his mom Brandy has been very, very much a part of. Now, Fruitland police have received more than 1,500 tips and interviewed dozens of people during this almost 2-year investigation for little Monkey. And they seem to turn up nothing. That was until last year, 2022. Now, Fruitland police, they executed a search warrant on a property not far from where Michael Vaughan and his family live and where he went missing in 2021. And they ended up having an excavation of a backyard at that point. Now, Chief Huff of Fruitland PD, he held a press conference after nearly 4 days of searching that backyard, and he announced that police had discovered evidence that human remains that were believed to be little Michael were once buried in that backyard, but were moved. Sarah Wondra, who was one of the home's occupants at the time, was arrested and charged with failure to report a death to the coroner. Sarah Wondra's partner, Stacy Wondra, who police believe might have also been involved, was already in jail on an unrelated charge. Also, 2 other men were wanted by Fruitland PD, believed to have information pertinent to Monkey's case or otherwise somehow being involved in his disappearance. These 2 are Brandon Shirtliff and Adrian Lucene, and they were no longer residing in Idaho, and they still are not. Now, Fruitland police have stated they've made contact with both men, but we don't know much more than that. Then we have in April of this year, the prosecutor motioned the court to drop the charges against Sarah Wondra, which was really a very sad thing to learn of. It was shocking and frustrating to everyone, and I can tell you it was massively so to Brandy and Tyler and the rest of Monkey's family. Now, an attorney speaking with the Argus Observer explained that this is sometimes necessary if the prosecution needs more time to bolster the case or is looking to readjust figure out how they're going to approach the charges that are pending in the case and before the court. So at this point, the charges have been dismissed without prejudice, which means they can be brought up again and probably will be refiled. Now, Fruitland Police Chief J.D. Huff has been a massive advocate for Michael and an amazing support for, I know, Brandy and Tyler. And he, in my opinion, he is amazing, guys. I don't know the man personally, but I can tell you everything that we have learned from him and his team there at Fruitland PD. They are doing every single thing they can to bring Michael home to his mom and dad and his family. So at this point, we're kind of doing a lot of waiting. From what we understand, the investigation is still leaning towards some of that stuff that they discovered in the backyard, and just because again the charges were dropped against Sarah Wondra doesn't mean they're going to be gone for good. So we don't know anymore, which it's frustrating, and I have to tell you, I know for me it is frustrating, and as someone who really wants anything, all I want is for Monkey to come home and just to bring him home. That's the bottom line. And we still really don't know what happened to little Michael Monkey Vaughan. But again, let me just give you guys kind of like a little bit more of the basics of the case. Back on July 21st of 2021, Monkey was home. Now, I refer to him lovingly as Monkey an awful lot, and a lot of Monkey's Army, which we have come to be affectionately known online. His dad, Tyler, was taking care of the baby, who we know as Buggy. That's her nickname. Whereas Michael's known as Monkey, his little sister's known as Buggy. He was upstairs changing her diaper, ordering a pizza, and little Michael was down seemingly playing his video games in the living room. Minutes, just minutes, guys, minutes. And all of a sudden, somehow, he decided to leave their house. He went door to door, knocking on neighbors' doors, looking for someone to play with. This sweet little boy, all he wanted was friends and to play. But somewhere, somehow, during those few minutes that he left his home, someone took him. Again, there's no open charges right now against Sarah Wondra, and there has yet to be charges against Stacy Wondra or these other two persons of interest, Brandon and Adrian. But if you kind of piece the story together, we believe these four folks, along with who knows who else, somehow, allegedly, we have to be careful with how we word it, guys, took little Monkey. They picked him up, and from there we don't know what happened. But at this point, we do know that he was taken, and he's been gone. Someone took this sweet, sweet boy away from his loving family. And there's just no excuse for it. I have anyone who's been involved in taking little Monkey, anything, I hope they throw the book at them. And I could tell you, Chief Huff is going to make sure of that. And I know that the DA's office is right there with him. I think about him daily, even if I don't post about him here on the channel. He's always in my thoughts and prayers, as well as his mama, Brandy, his dad, Tyler, his siblings. He's got 3 siblings. Buggy, his youngest, being 1. He also got an older sister and an older brother. I think about them all the time. And he's got grandparents. And he's got many, many friends. He's got friends that he's known about from before he disappeared, and he's got hundreds and probably thousands more. Probably most of you listening are his friend now, or friends with Michael and his family. He's got an army behind him, and I still pray every single day, even though we all know what J.D. Huff said, Chief Huff said about that backyard. I am a person of faith and prayer. And you know, as much as we hear that, until he's found, I always choose to keep my head up and think best of everything. But he's going to come home. We will never give up on him. And so, even though it's the day after little Michael's 7th birthday, I wanted to say here, happy birthday, little Michael. We love you very, very much. And we will never, ever, ever give up on you. Never.